Um, James, Harry Kane is in a bit of a tough spot at the moment, isn't he? And I feel like this isn't the first time we've had a video of this nature, which is Harry Kane outgrown Tottenham? Is Harry Kane bigger than Tottenham? Should Harry Kane move for the betterment of his career to achieve what he wants to achieve? I feel like we've probably done this video on this channel probably about, like 4 or 5 different times. Like, honestly, it does actually feel that way.
It does.
I will say, though, we're getting to a point, come the end of this season, in the off-season, Harry Kane's going to turn 30. And we're definitely getting to a stage now where it's kind of like, okay, Harry, like, are you going to be a Spurs legend? And is that going to be your story? Never win a Premier League, never win a Champions League, maybe never win a domestic cup, but you might be the all-time Premier League top scorer. You might be the all-time England top scorer, Spurs top scorer, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. He may have already hit some of those markers as well, right? But
I think he's 2 off. The goal against Portsmouth now has him 2 off Tottenham's all-time leading.
So he's going to get that this year, you would imagine, right?
He might get that against Arsenal. Hopefully not.
But yeah, my question is, like, where does he go? Like, there's one team, or two, well, there's 2 teams, but I think one's more realistic than the other, that sticks out kind of like a sore thumb. But realistically, I think the problem with when you don't take the chance when it's there, you kind of ruin your chance, right? I mean, by definition, you kind of ruin your chance if you don't take it. So to me, I look at Premier League wise, I think he'd probably want to stay in England. I don't think he'd be against moving abroad. And obviously there's been always these rumours about him going to Bayern Munich. That won't seem to go away. I hear Fabrizio Romano talking about that all the time. But to me, Man United, Chelsea are the two that mainly jump out to me. Now, I think I would largely rule out Chelsea because, I've been to enough Chelsea games in my life. We hate Tottenham, Chelsea right before the game actually even starts. So that would be a real strange move for him. But that Manchester United one may come into it. But again, if you're Manchester United, you're only going to make that move if you think like a Robin van Persie, that's going to push you over the edge to win a league, right? So again, going abroad might be the only thing. My question to you, though, is do you think he's kind of missed his chance here? And James, should he move? Do you think he should actually move?
So I think after this season he'll have 1 year left. So Tottenham are gonna have to make a decision. Their owners like Daniel Levy. He's quite shrewd with the pennies. But Harry Kane missed the boat a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, to me, you can't become a 30-year-old, playing. But bear in mind, 30 nowadays you can play for till you're 35 and still be at the elite league level.
Especially with his style, right?
Exactly. He's a shot shooter. He drops deep, doesn't run in behind, get the ball into him, in around the box, and magic happens. But I feel with Harry Kane, he missed the boat a long time ago, and I feel last season was kind of the one that for him that should happen. Him going to Manchester City was the match made in heaven. That I think if that would happen over Haaland, that probably would have been a better fit for Manchester City, Jack.
Maybe.
You might think I'm crazy here, but
no, you might be right.
I think Kane at City would have been a better fit overall from the point of view of the way he plays. He vacates the you understand, he vacates the space, having players running into that probably would have been a better fit for City right now. But where Harry Kane is now is that you mentioned the fact that there's only 2 clubs in it from point of view in England. People say Newcastle. I don't know where they get that into, because as cool as Newcastle are playing right now, he's still downgrading in my eyes.
Right.
Yeah, maybe Newcastle in 5 years' time, but God knows where Harry Kane will be in 5 years' time. But I think the one team that we've mentioned for years, Jack, is Manchester United. Right. But the question is, how Eric Ten Hag was with a player like Cristiano Ronaldo? Is he going to be like that with a player like Harry Kane? Jack, you know what he wants. You know what he was looking for from his player, these high press guys. Kane isn't the guy who presses crazy, does all that stuff there. He's a class act, you know? So Manchester United has always been a thing. To me, I think a move that would be fantastic for Harry Kane, and a lot of people would disagree, is a Bayern Munich. I really do look at it from the point of view, okay, he goes to a league guaranteed to win. But not only that, Jack, a team who's set up for a long period of time to challenge for the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they're set up, people remember what Robin Lewandowski was like there. Him and Lewandowski are very similar to a certain point. It's almost like just, okay, Lewandowski's there. I get it. He isn't there now, but just pluck Harry Kane in there. There isn't much to move around there. And people say to a certain point, in the box with the ball at his feet, I don't think there's anybody better in the world, with the ball at his feet. Maybe come for crosses, Lewandowski is better, but you put the ball into Harry Kane. Probably the only one I would say competes with him is Benzema. That touching, to me, that touch and finish. But I would think that maybe a move to a Bayern Munich, another one maybe with the injuries of Benzema, would be a move to Real Madrid. To me, it's the Premier League thing. Yeah, cool, but you've seen the success that players get from moving abroad. The success Gareth Bale got from moving abroad. Are you trying to tell me that he couldn't get that success in Real Madrid? He couldn't get that success in the Bayern Munich? Of course he can. Yeah. All he has to do is he's almost guaranteed to win a league in Bayern Munich. If he can help them win the Champions League, Jack, you know how precious that is to them. Jack, you know the position that Bayern Munich are in every single year to win it. So I would look abroad for Harry Kane. He's already proven what he hasn't proven in Premier League. People might mention the Alan Shearer record, and that might be his biggest incentive there. But him joining Manchester United, Jack, is that guaranteed success?
No, I don't think so. And also, I look on James on top of that as well. He's not the most abrasive character like a Cristiano Ronaldo would be, but he is a kind of captain level personality, right? He kind of demands respect. And he's going into a pretty well-settled dressing room, and it's a pretty big presence to be at a football club. A Golden Boot winner, this kind of bigger personality, I guess, to disrupt potentially what Erik ten Hag is trying to build there at the moment. So maybe that ship has sailed on that one as well. James, what I think we both agree on is that he shouldn't not just be at Spurs after this summer. He should have been not at Spurs a few summers ago, right? He really did kind of miss his opportunity. And I think what's frustrating is because he's such a stand-up guy, he never threw his toys out of the pram. And now that's commendable.
Well, last season.
But still, really throwing your toys out of the pram is refusing to play for a club. You know what I mean? He's still kind of captain and, still kind of the leader there. To me, if he had thrown his toys out of the pram to a point of being I'm gone, he might already be in a position where he's looking at maybe winning a league title somewhere or doing something else. So again, I think you and I tend to agree, and Spurs fans, I'm sorry, but he's better than you guys.
but Jack, do you know what it is? Is that let's not let Harry Kane slip over the edge, say, blame all Tottenham there. Because as much as he's been at Tottenham, he's been in a good few, and also with England, he's been in positions to win.
Yep.
He's been in positions to be successful. Champions League final. How many League Cup and FA Cup finals and semi-finals have they played in, Jack?
Right.
I think for Tottenham, he's lost 2 league finals. I think maybe lost 2 to 3 FA Cup semi-finals. So it's not been a thing he hasn't been put in a position to win, Jack. A lot of the time, Harry Kane is he's underperformed. So it's not just one thing on Tottenham. But granted, the fact that they haven't done everything in their power to get the best out of this Tottenham team completely, as much as the Tottenham fans will tell you about, the Pochettino time was the greatest time ever. They're talking they're Manchester United in 1999 where they won everything. Dele Alli, all them guys. But Kane has also had his shortcomings. But I also feel from the point of view, he might need another environment to thrive in. And I look at a player like Carl Walker, where he spoke about, I think a week ago, and Tottenham fans might take a bit of a slight here, which it is. He spoke about the previous teams that he was in, when he got to these positions to be successful, that his teams weren't really ready. He didn't believe, and his team didn't believe that they could be successful. While once he joined Manchester City, and once the first one went on, he believed that, wow, I can win, and I can win, which he's doing in Manchester City. Jackie's on. If he wins this year, he has 5 Premier League titles, which huge. Is, you're talking in your John Terry, Rio, your Ryan Giggs, sort of caliber. So it's a thing where maybe the environment hasn't always bled winning as much as, let's say, other environments. Maybe he might go to Manchester United, who, like you mentioned, environments. Yet the environment isn't a winning environment, but the club's been winning. The club has won for many years, and maybe him moving over to there.
And James, in terms of where it's trending, as well. Like, if we can be frank about that as well, like Manchester United feel like they're trending in the right direction. I'm a big believer in Eric Ten Hag. James, I think bit of a hot take from me here. I think Eric Ten Hag will win a Premier League in his tenure at Manchester United. I think he will. I just have that kind of faith in him where he's trending. Antonio Conte and Spurs, not so much.
Jack, I'm going to throw one more team in there.
Do it.
That is a possibility. And this one's a spicy one here.
If you say Arsenal, I'm ending the video.
No. Paris Saint-Germain. And people might be like, oh, what is he talking about there? And why would you want to go to the Farmers League? Hear me out. Yeah, it's not a Farmers League, right? When Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar are playing there, it's not Farmers League. But obviously PSG want to win the Champions League. And Mbappe spoke about how he doesn't want to be the main number 9 there. And he likes a striker who isn't as mobile. That's why he thrives so well under a player like, for instance, Giroud. And maybe with a player like Harry Kane in who you can bring the ball into, who can drop into areas to receive and like vacates the central part for Mbappe to run into. That could work, Jack. With Messi, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, Jack. Maybe they might take Neymar out of there and out of Harry Kane. You know, Messi, Harry Kane, Mbappe.
As crazy as it sounds, too, I think getting rid of Neymar and bringing in Kane, you're probably still net making a bit of money off that, you know, because you're probably going to sell Neymar more than you're going to buy Harry Kane for, to be honest.
Jack, I'm telling you, if I was Harry Kane, like, I get it, Premier League, you want to get that record, which is an incredible record to have. Don't get it twisted, it's an incredible record to have. But if there's a possibility to go out to Europe, which there obviously is for a striker like Harry Kane, a Bayern Munich,
it's funny.
PSG.
It's funny how at the elite of the elite, the shortlist is quite short. You know what I mean? Like, to play for those top clubs, it's like, man, the stars have to really, really align, and you know, they have to be without a top level striker. They need to have the money, and they, you know, you need to be in a team that's willing to sell. You know what I mean? Like, Real Madrid have Benzema, if PSG, you know, the stars really have to align to get a move.
If this was a year ago and Lewandowski didn't join Barcelona, I would have said Barcelona all the way.
Yeah,
because that to me would have been a perfect fit for a player like Harry Kane. But of course, Lewandowski's there. Benzema's still killing it, and that's one that makes me kind of. But again, he's had his injury worries. But a player like Harry Kane, I think he should broaden his horizons. But the biggest thing for Harry Kane is get the hell out of Tottenham.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just the end all.
But James, I think if he wants to be regarded as Spurs' best ever player, and he might already be kind of close or up there already.
He needs 2 goals to have the record, you know.
Right. But and you know, especially if he stays there the rest of his career, it's basically guaranteed. If that's what he wants his story to be, fine. But if that's, you know, we've heard it in multiple interviews already, that's not what he wants his story to be. He wants to win the big one. He wants to do this stuff. So again, you know, time's ticking. Time is ticking.
My biggest thing for Harry Kane is that in England, he's talked about as the best. Right. Harry Kane, the best striker, best number 9, all that sort of stuff there. When you talk in like a European stage, in a FIFA World stage, Harry Kane hasn't really been mentioned. You look at the top 10 players, you know, every year shortlisted for a Ballon d'Or. For a player of Harry Kane's standard, how many times is he in? How many times? When's the last time Harry Kane made a FIFA World Team of the Year? Are you like a UEFA World Team of the year? He hasn't. In England, he's regarded as arguably the best. In Europe, I don't think he has that sort of caveat. He doesn't have that sort of leverage, you know, compared to your Lewandowskis, your Benzema's, your Suarez when he was at his peak. You know, he falls into that category of you're good, but are you at that sort of level?
He's also kind of an unsexy player as well. That's the other thing I'd say.
I wouldn't say that Harry Kane is to me like he can play. Like,
yeah, he can. But I don't know. It feels. I don't know. It always felt a little different when Suarez and Benzema score and then Kane scores. You're kind of like, oh yeah, you know. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. But yeah, like guys at home, let us know what you think. I mean, for me, I think it's going to be the same old stuff. I've got to be honest with you, James. That's my prediction. I think Kane's going to flutter out some stuff. His agent might throw out some stuff. Maybe he'll do an interview about trying to get some clubs interested. Bayern are not the kind of team to overpay for a player. And I'll be honest, under Eric Ten Hag, I don't know if he's going to be the type of player, type of man. And Man United with their new owners, I don't know if they're necessarily going to pull the trigger on that either. Paris Saint-Germain, I mean, again, I respect your point of view. Feels like a long shot to me. So I think, again, we're going to have Kane making all these like little noises about wanting to leave, but I think he'll probably end up staying. But guys at home, I'm just saying, maybe. Guys at home, though, let me know what you guys think. What do you think Kane should do? I know a lot of you Spurs fans probably want him to stay, but in your heart of hearts, for the best of his career, for everything he's given you, don't you think he would probably have a greater chance to succeed and achieve his goals if he went to another club? I'm sorry, especially if you now dislike the video. Don't do that. Like the video, subscribe, drop a comment. James, anything else from you?
Just hit that subscribe button, guys, and comment down below. We want to hear all your opinions, and we'll see you guys next time.